Good morning and welcome back to the FPL Tom deadline streams. It is back to the Saturdays. It's back to the 9 o'clock streams. Plenty of games on Saturday and Sunday this weekend, and some very, very tasty fixtures indeed coming up this weekend. If you have any questions about your teams, guys, do get them in. Like I said, we will try to answer as many as we physically can during this during this stream, as I just absolutely capitulate, just fall over my words. Keep the likes coming in, keep the questions coming in. Already can see that we have plenty flying in both chats as well. Morning to OK Kelly. Someone's asked, Bailey in my team? Probably not. I think with the quality of depth that Villa have got on the bench, especially people like Diaby, I just don't think it's worth it. Bailey does look really good at the moment, but that Arsenal game is going to be extremely tough, so probably not. Probably not. Do keep the likes coming in, guys. Keep all the good questions as well coming in. That TPS player has said Tsimikas, or who was the other one? Tsimikas or Saliba for this week. I'd probably go Tsimikas. Crystal Palace seem a little bit of a mess at the moment. There seems like a huge disconnect between Roy Hodgson and kind of the fans at the moment. So I do think if they continue to lose, they might actually sack him, which could be scandalous. I'm not coming to MK, no, unfortunately not. Like I said, like on a lot of streams, I don't actually live in Mansfield anymore, and I'll live in Leeds, so it's a little bit more difficult for me to get to games. So I'm not coming MK, but hopefully we can get a positive result there. That would be good. Should I keep Mikolenko in the first team or put in Bernardo Silva? I'd probably play Bernardo Silva if you've got the option of the two. Scottish Baguette in the YouTube chat, he said Edouard or Cunha. I'd probably go Cunha this week, mate, to be honest, rather than Edouard. I think it's going to be a difficult game for Crystal Palace, the early kickoff. Do keep your questions coming in. Keep the likes coming in as well on the TikTok and the YouTube stream. I am just going to turn the heater off, as I did forget. And, you know, we don't want to be paying, like, millions of pounds. As always as well, guys, we will be reviewing teams over on the YouTube streams. If you're on TikTok and you want to come over there, that's probably the best thing that you can do. Get the heating off in full letters. It's been on for like 20 minutes. Come on. It's just so the room's nice and toasty. But, yeah, if you want to send me your teams at FPLTom_ on Twitter, leave it under my pinned tweet, and we will review those in about half an hour. So we'll make sure we get plenty of those in. Like I said, send it me onto Twitter, and I will review it live on the YouTube stream. Do you think Diaby will start this week? That's what I'm worried about. No, I don't think Diaby's going to start this week. The top Villa kind of prediction account has him not even in the squad, so I don't think he's going to start, especially with how Bailey played in the midweek as well. I don't think he will. Saka or Martinelli? I would say Saka. TikTok stream is better because there's a big delay on YouTube. But yeah, I don't know why that is. I think that's just the way it is, but who knows? It's only about 30 seconds delay, to be honest, on the YouTube one, so it's not that bad. Who am I captaining? That is a very good question. I think it leads us nicely on to talk about my team and how it is looking for this game week. I'm just going to check my mic on YouTube is like fully up, because it seems to just keep knocking itself all the way back down. It's done it again. Right, there we go. Now you can hear me a little bit better, which is what we want to see. But this is how my team is looking. So if you are on TikTok and you want to come over and see how my team is currently looking, it is live on the YouTube screen right now. We are not making a goalkeeper transfer. I just genuinely don't see the point in it. So we're sticking with Areola in goal. Hopefully he's back fit. The comments from Moyes yesterday were a little bit inconspicuous. He said that he should have been back for the Spurs game, but a wrist injury kept him out. So let's see what happens with that one. Then we've got Thiago Silva. He's been there for a few weeks. Gabriel, I think he's going to play against Villa. Then Levi Colwell, a player that I bought in for Matty Cash. So we're going with the double Chelsea defence. It's risky, but who cares? Let's go for it. Then we brought in Anthony Gordon for Diaby. I just think Diaby's lost his place. Anthony Gordon, after this Tottenham fixture, has some really good games coming up. And a player that I've actually wanted for a long period in my team as well. Then we've got Son. Obviously, he's flagged at the moment, so let's see what happens with him. But I still would like to hold him this week. Then we've got Palmer at Everton. We're now on the triple Chelsea with their good fixtures up until game week 24. Then Salah. He's not got the captaincy armband for this week. He's had a few times, but it is what it is. Then the -4 transfer for this week. It is Jared Bowen. He's back in the team. I was debating him or Foden, but we've gone for Jared Bowen. The next 3, I expect him to do quite well in. Then we can obviously switch to Saka in game week 19. That's the plan in my head. Obviously, it never usually works out that way in FPL, does it? Then Watkins and Haaland captain up front. The bench, nothing really to write home about. Turner, Archer, Taylor and Gahey. So nothing too special there, to be honest, guys, in terms of my team. Arsenal, I'm not even going to read the rest of that. Should I triple captain Haaland? Probably not. Probably not. I feel if they go like 1 or 2-0 up, he might get rotated and rested. Is Doku fit? I haven't seen any comments about his potential fitness, so I'm going to say no and say he's still out. I know Grealish is back as well from suspension, so I'd probably say he's more likely to feature. I have a very similar team, except I've got Saka and Kufal. I think it's pretty template, my team. There's just a few players in there that are just a bit rogue. Should I start Alisson? It does seem like he's been back in training, so it depends who your other goalkeeper is. Scottish Baguette in the YouTube chat said, Shaw or Akanji, I have both of them starting, but I don't know what to do with one of them. I would probably play Akanji. If Luton score against City, which they probably will, but on paper, you'd expect City to keep the clean sheet. Eric G said, missed out on the Willian Hall, mate. I mean, he got an assist. We're we're not too devastated by it. Let's just put it that way. It was a little bit difficult, but it is what it is. That TPS player said, who managed to get to the second round of the Cup? Already in it, mate. Already got that bye because I was that good the previous week. John, I'm good, mate. I hope you are too. He said, double up on the Chelsea defence, baller move, high risk, high reward. It is indeed. I was just looking at the fixtures and I was like, realistically, they should be keeping at least 3 or 4, maybe even 5 clean sheets during this kind of run till game week 24. And if they can do that and I've got the double defence and they can potentially get some bonus, I think I could be on for a winner. Defenders this year have been very, very stinky. I think that's just down to the ball being in play more. I think it's also down to the fact that we're getting more additional time, so there's less likely kind of opportunities for clean sheets. So we've just gone with a double. Why not? Why not? I think Levi Colwell as well, if he's playing week in, week out, represents a bargain at 4.5 million as well. So probably a player I would be recommending to a lot of you guys as well. Mate, why is it 9 in the morning and why are you live? It's the FPL deadline at 11, pal. So we've got to go for it. We've got to go for it. You got to get those questions in, that advice. It's just the way it is, pal. It's the way it is. We're always live usually on Saturdays at around 9 in the morning. So if you enjoy the content, Finn, stick around. How boring is FPL this year? I think it's actually quite exciting. It's more frustrating than anything. I think with the amount of injuries that we're getting, I think it is making it a very kind of... It's frustrating at times, but the game is very interesting, just purely down to the fact that every single week your team is changing. I'm just going to move that over a little bit, so that's nice and central. There we go. Who should I replace Doku with? Got 8.2 million. I mean, if you want to stick with the City fixtures, there's Foden, there's Gordon, there's Bowen, there's Palmer. There's just some off the top of my head. Good defenders for this game week with a 5 mil budget. You're probably looking at people like, I'd probably say Levi Colwell's my favourite pick out of all of those. Really good fixtures coming up for Chelsea. Ethan Pinnock as well, but does have the blank. Maybe a Fulham defender if you wanted to go down that route. Next kind of free, there's the Newcastle game in between, but the free kind of in between that are pretty decent. So maybe Anthony Robinson. He's looked pretty attacking over the past few. He could be an option. But yeah, I'd probably say I'd want a Chelsea defender with their good fixtures coming up, to be honest. That would be my personal advice. If you're on TikTok as well, do keep the questions coming in, but we also are live on YouTube, and if you want to come over here, it is so much better. The chat flow's a little bit slower, so I can definitely read all of your questions, and when we review teams a little bit later on, you will get to see your team live on screen. You can also see my team on screen right now as well, so it's just a little bit better. just a little bit better of an overall experience, to be honest. If you want to send me your team as well, at FPLTom_, leave it under my pin tweet. And like I said, at half past, we will go through a bunch of those and reviewing them. So get them sent in ASAP. There's a link in the description of the YouTube video, so you can go straight there. Or if you go to my bio in my TikTok, it should be there. If not, click the YouTube link, come over to this video, and it'll be in the description there if you can't be arsed typing out my username and Twitter. But it is what it is, guys. Do I triple captain Haaland? No. Don't triple captain Haaland this week. There's going to be doubles where Haaland is definitely going to have a double. That's more likely to go down that route. Flecken or Dubravka? I mean, Dubravka doesn't have a blank in 18, so I'd probably say Dubravka. Oh. Expect Gakpo to start on the morning? No. I think it's going to be Nunes back in the side, to be honest. I think it's going to be Nunes, but we should get early team news for this one. The Liverpool leaks are pretty reliable and pretty good usually, so hopefully we can get some early team news for people with Nunes, Darwin, Diaz, all those good players. Salah, Isak, or Haaland and Palmer. For this week, I'd probably say Haaland and Palmer. Alvarez cap as a differential, I just don't think it's worth it. I think I'd just stick with Haaland this week. Should I take a -4 hit on both my goalkeepers? Both won't start. I mean, this is the thing, right? Areola, he could be back this week. Obviously, David Moyes was a little bit inconspicuous with his comments, so he could start. This is the thing. The goalkeeper that's come in for Forest hasn't been that good. And, you know, Cooper's probably potentially could be his last game. So Turner might come back in. Or the new manager that does come in could actually favour Turner when he takes over. So I think if I had them, and I just don't think it's worth the -4. There's very limited upside to goalkeepers within the game. So I don't think it's worth a -4. Reece James, a good pick? I think so. With the good fixtures coming up, he's always got that attacking threat. But he is a little bit of a trap at times, isn't he? With his injury record. Benching potential as well. Who do I get in for Mbeumo? Personally, I've gone for Bowen, but there's Palmer, there's Gordon. They're probably the top picks that a lot of people are going for. Hwang as well offers himself up as a nice cheeky little differential. Someone said Captain Hwang. I think the obvious option this week is Haaland, and probably the way to go. So that's probably where I would go with my captaincy. Same with the guy who's asked for Salah captain. I think go with Haaland. He's going to be the majority kind of captain this week, but it is what it is. I think it's a little bit obvious which way to go this week for captaincy. I've got Gordon, Saka and Salah. Nice, Daniel. Kudos or Foden this week? I mean, you probably expect Kudos to get more minutes over the next few, but Foden, I was very tempted, so I probably would lean more towards Foden. Thank you for the good luck. Hopefully, good luck to you as well. That chat just flied up. Like I said, guys, if you do want to come over to the YouTube stream, it does flow a little bit slower, so I definitely can read all of your questions and answer any kind of issues that you are having as well. Macclesfield fan? Hell no. Hell no. We ain't a Macclesfield fan. We are Mansfield, mate. We are Mansfield. Zane said you are chill. Cheers, Zane. FJ Manners in the YouTube chat has said, start Areola or Dubravka. I mean, I'd probably go Dubravka, to be honest. But at the same time, you could go Areola, and if he doesn't play, Dubravka automatically comes in. So it's one of those. Saint Ledger has said, start Cash over Shaw for a potential upside. Nah, I'd just start Fabian Schär, to be honest. I think Cash has lost his place. So I'd go Schär. I'm a Swindon fan. Oh, well, we better not talk about our record then. Get a footy quiz going. It's not that kind of stream, pal. It ain't that kind of stream. We might do them for future streams, maybe. Like an FPL-based quiz. We might get one of those going. We'll see about that. But at the moment, nah. I haven't got time to prepare for that. We get asked too many questions on this stream. Hi, mate. Worth doing a -4 for Gahey to Porro? I mean, it depends who else your other defenders are. Maybe if you've got 1 point Charlie, he could be worth playing. Maybe Cameron Archer, if that's a way to do it. But yeah, I'd definitely probably looking to get rid of Gahey if I had him in my team. For a -4, though, it's a difficult one, but depends what the rest of your team's looking like, Duncan. John sent me his team already. Thank you for that, mate. He's made one free transfer. Gordon to Mbeumo. I'm thinking of doing Son and Anderson for Trent and a midfielder 7.5 max. Any suggestions? Will be for a -4 for those two add-ons. Right, we'll take a look at that. Like I said, John, at half past. So if you want to get me your team sent in, at FPLTom_ on Twitter, leave it under my pinned tweet. And yeah, we'll get as many as we possibly can in there. If you are on the TikTok stream as well, like I said, get your team sent in. Come over to the YouTube stream as well. Help me try and hit 3,000 subs by the end of the year. If we could do that, it would be absolutely immense. If you're in the YouTube stream and you've never kind of been in here before, welcome. And also try and hit that subscribe button and that like button for me. Like I said, trying to hit 3K subs. We do these streams for every single game week that I physically can. So yeah. There's lots of good content as well coming on the YouTube channel and on the TikTok channel. We actually have a video ready pretty much. I've filmed it and yeah, it'll be coming out soon. I'll talk about that in a minute. But hi Tom, love your streams. Just that question flew by. Have anything to say about Son, whether he's injured? I mean, it looks like it's just more pain-related injury rather than muscular. So I would say I hope he's going to be back for the game. But if not, I probably still would hold him. Some really good fixtures coming up. Spurs have a week off where other teams have European football as well. Get Cameron Archer in. Lad, we've done the -4. We've got Bowen in. We've gone for Bowen. John said, what's your thoughts on a punt on Johnson? I mean, the fixtures are definitely there for Spurs. I just can't get behind it, to be honest. He's not really excited me enough for me to want to do it. But there's definitely some positive fixtures in there. I get why people are doing it. But I think I'd prefer going for Anthony Gordon or Cole Palmer, to be honest. Just my personal preference, John. Yeah, spaghetti and beans is pretty much reiterate. Now, what even is the word I tried to go for there? He's basically confirmed what I've said. Like, there's no point taking a -4 for a goalkeeper. So yeah. Do you griddy when your captain scores? I don't griddy when my captain scores, to be honest. I more just scream around my flat, to be honest, when the captaincy scores. If Bowen scores this weekend, there will be another dancing video on the TikTok. Like, that came out last night, so it is what it is. You know Archie will be licking his lips today. Jake, the absolute menace, recommending people in the YouTube chat. St. Ledger said, Captain Willian. No, we're not going near Big Willie again. He's a big avoid. He is a big avoid, his old Captain Willie. My thoughts are going to be on offloading the AFCON and Asian players. Yeah, I think that's what we all slowly need to do. But I think the next few game weeks, just because they're over that Christmas period, should be fine. There's a lot of game weeks coming up in the next kind of few weeks before they go off to AFCON and the Asia Cup. So a lot can change in that time period. But definitely do need to slowly look to dismantle our team. I think I've got 2 in my team. So Son and Salah, who will be going. So we'll probably just take those 2 out and we're just going to be sat with like hefty load of budget, aren't we? When are you rating teams? I've sent mine. I said at past, so we have a good plethora to kind of pick through and look through. So if you do want to send your team to me on Twitter, where it will be rated live on the YouTube stream, at FPLTom_ on Twitter, leave it under my pinned tweet, and that is the best thing you can do. 9:30, yeah. 9:30 in the UK, which is 10 minutes away. So yeah, not too long. Not too long. Don't worry. Apologies for my voice as well. It's really, really raspy today. I woke up and it's just like quite grouchy and low. Best 4.5 million defenders, I'd probably say probably Colwell would be top of that list at the moment. Good fixtures coming up for Chelsea, so yeah. When does the Asia Cup and AFCON start? I think, if I'm not mistaken, someone can correct me on this, but I think the players go away before game week 21. So you'll get the game week 20 games, and then game week 21, 22, and I think 23, and maybe 24 if they make the final, is the ones that they're going to miss. So yeah. No worries indeed. John said Sheffield have a new manager already. Yeah, they have Chris Wilder. So, welcome back, Chris. Don't think I'm changing my team from what you saw last night, which means I'm going for Gordon over Edouard. Yeah, I think that's the right way to do it, mate. That's the right way to do it. No qualms with that. Do you think the Arsenal match, the Arsenal Villa match, will be a high-scoring match? I do. I definitely do. Both attacks are pretty good going forward. Villa definitely conceded some big chances against City, so if, you know, Arsenal can exploit that. But then at the same time, Arsenal conceded 3 against Luton. So it is what it is. Who do I captain? Probably the sensible pick this week is going to be Haaland. Not going to lie, it's probably going to be Haaland. Thought on replacing Mbeumo with Foden instead of Bowen. I think that's a great shout. That's the way I was thinking for a long period of time last night. But I did end up going for Jared Bowen. So it is what it is. Do get me your teams sent in, guys. Like I said, on Twitter, at FPLTom_. I'm just going to very quickly go and blow my nostrils so I can actually speak. And then we will get to reviewing teams. So get them sent in on Twitter, at FPLTom_. That is the place to do it. Hit that like button as well. Subscribe, all that good stuff. Push it out to more people. And then let's start reviewing some of your guys' teams. Right, we are back. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. What questions have I missed? Gabriel Jesus or Archer? Surely Archer. Yes, John lad. I'd probably go Jesus. He looks in quite good form at the moment. Where do I send my team? If you want to send it me on Twitter, at FPLTom_. Leave it under my pin tweet. That is the place to send your teams, guys. What do you think about Diaby? I've taken him out for a minus technically this week, so that's kind of where my head's at with him. I definitely think he's lost his place to Leon Bailey. And quite a few Villa accounts think the same. I don't think Diaby's been rested. He came off at half-time in the Spurs game, then was rotated out of the Bournemouth game and rotated out of this game. So, yeah. Are Kudos and Visser going to AFCON? I believe so. I do believe so. I'm just having a beverage before we start rating teams. But it's going to make my voice better, so it's a win-win for you guys, really, isn't it? Is Trossard a shout? Personally not. I think there's a lot better other midfield options that you can go for. Just a little bit prone to rotation. Do keep the questions coming in, guys. Like I said, we will be reviewing teams at half past, so get them sent in at FPLTom_. Leave it under my pinned tweet, and if you do have any questions about your teams, get them in as well. Is Sabitzer a good shout? Again, probably not. Wouldn't be going down that route. Would not be going down that route, in my personal opinion. So, yeah. Coming up on the stream as well, besides reviewing your teams, we've got the predicted points and we've got my predictions to come as well. We'll have like some early team news as well. Gander, take a look. What about Raul Jimenez? No. Do not be going for Raul Jimenez. Don't bother. In my team, I only have Salah that's going to AFCON. Fair enough. I think, like I said, I've only got Son and Salah as well, so I don't think it's going to affect me too much. And I think we will have some time to prepare as well our teams for that. There is a few game weeks away. We'll have the Christmas period, and then it will kind of hit us, but I think we'll be fine anyway. Who's a good differential to go with? I mean, Hwang is really low owned. I mean, if you wanted to go for Sterling rather than Palmer, that's a good differential potentially. I'm trying to think of other good differentials off the top of my head. What's Bowen's ownership at now these days? 20%, not really a differential. I don't know what Foden's is at, but he could be a nice differential pick if you wanted to go down that route. He's at 11%, so not too highly owned, so Foden could be a decent little shout if you wanted to go for that. Hey Josh, welcome back to the stream, mate. Hope you're doing good. Keep or sell Arsenal players for this week? I think I'd keep Saka. He would be the one that I would be keeping. I'm keeping Gabriel as well for this period as well. Defensively, there's just not too many good defenders out there, is there? Other players than that, though, it is a difficult run. I think they'll get a positive result out of the Brighton game, but the Villa and Liverpool games are going to be difficult. But then in Game Week 19, it takes a big flip on its head. West Ham, Fulham, Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest. So probably worth holding for. Is Paqueta a good pick? No, it's probably going to be Bowen or Kudos, the two for West Ham that I would be going for. Saka, Morgan Gibbs-White or Matoma. Probably Saka out of those lot. Gabriel Jesus, again, there's not too many good forwards in the game. I think if you've got Watkins, just stick with him and hold patience, to be honest. Do you think Simicast will start? I do. When am I reviewing teams? 2 minutes. Is Elise a good pick? Nah. The Palace fixtures are arguably some of the worst that they've got in the league. They've got Liverpool and City back-to-back, Brighton, Chelsea, Brentford, and Arsenal. So that's a really difficult run for them. Start Palmer or Cunha? I mean, why are you not starting both, Josh? I'm guessing you've sent your team in to me, but we'll take a look at who you're potentially benching for that one. Would you take a minus hit to get Haaland and Palmer to take out Son and Buemo and Watkins? No, I don't think I'd take a minus 8 hit for that, to be honest. That seems like quite excessive. Who to sell between Trippier, Bowen and Son to afford Haaland? I mean, probably Son with him being flagged, but I still don't think I'd do it. To be honest. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Keep the likes as well coming in for the TikTok and the YouTube stream, and also be hitting that subscribe button as well. Where to send teams at FPL Tom _. We're going to start reviewing those in a second. I'm just going to finish my drink. Like I said, at FPL Tom _ on Twitter. If you want to go to the bio on my TikTok page, take to the YouTube stream, then just go into the description and it'll be there. We are necking this. What time's the deadline today? It is at 11 o'clock. It's at 11 o'clock. Yeah, I am. I'm literally just finishing this drink. There we go. Oof. Absolutely demolished that. And the throat's a little bit better, so we're ready. We're ready to start reviewing your guys' team. Pinnock a good differential? Yeah. Sheffield United's a good week. Then next week's a little bit tricky with Villa and then a blank. But after that, there's some really good fixtures to go with that as well. Let's take a look at some of your guys' team. We've had 9 notifications already. So we're going to go to the pinned tweet. See what teams we are working with. Shane FPL says transfer made and Buemo for Bowen with 0.4 million in the bank and no more free transfers. Praying for a starting keeper. Okay, Shane. It's a very kind of template midfield. I think the 2 forwards are pretty decent. Shaw and Trippier against Spurs is going to be difficult. A triple Newcastle against Spurs is going to be a difficult game. But I kind of rate the Reece James pick. And again, I think you're just right in hoping that a striker, a goalkeeper at least plays. So I think you've got everything right here, to be honest, mate. So yeah, no changes that I'd definitely make there. Don't think it's worth a minus as well for bringing in a goalkeeper. Just kind of hope that he plays. James Smith has said, brought in Sanchez for Turner, as everyone seems okay for now. He's got Sanchez, Trippier, Adoji, Saliba. Bruno Fernandes, arguably a good differential for this week with Bournemouth at home. Salah, Souček, Saka and Palmer. Luton for both Alvarez and Haaland. I was actually looking at the head-to-head records. Souček scored a few goals against Fulham. Didn't realise that, but he has scored, I think it's 2 in the past 5 games. So a little bit of a rogue one, but I could easily see him scoring. So yeah, good team there, Jamie. I like it. Anton said, should I use my free hit this week? I've already made my changes, but I'm still not happy with my team. Raya, Pinnock, Simicast, Colwell, Lascelles, Salah, Gordon, Saka, Watkins, Alvarez and Haaland. Personally, mate, I don't think it's worth using a free hit. You've still got a pretty good team. Like, if Lascelles doesn't play, Zinchenko comes in. It is what it is. You've still got, like, it's still a very solid team. And I definitely think you want to be saving it potentially for game week 18 or for future blanks coming up, or even maybe where your team's in an even worse state than this. So I don't think it's worth it, to be honest, pal. I'd keep it as is. I wouldn't be playing that free hit this week. Yeah. I don't think there'd be anyone that I'd want to, like, desperately bring in for that either. My YouTube on my laptop just crashed, so that was fun. FJM has sent me her or his team. We're not assuming genders, but it's probably a man. Let's be real. Dubravka, Colwell, Kufal, Gabriel, Son, Palmer, Saka, Gordon, Salah, Watkins, Haaland, captain. I think it's pretty kind of template in certain places. That midfield, very template indeed. I like the back three that you've got. Hopefully, Soufal can potentially pick up a clean sheet for his owners this week, as well as potentially getting an attack in return. Then we've got, who else have we got? Palmer, yeah. Watkins, pretty, like I said, pretty template, but it is what it is. Tony Robertson, he's free-hitted. He's got Leno, Pinnock, Akanji, Shaw, McTominay, the rogue shout for this week. McTominay picked up really good underlying data. Get DRB out of there ASAP. I'd probably say go Foden in that position there. But yeah, I'd get DRB out. Bowen. Salah captain is rogue instead of going for Haaland. You could even go Hwang in that slot as well. Matoma, yeah, for this week, good fixture. Haaland and Cunha. So I think the changes that I'd make for this free hit, Tony, get DRB out of there ASAP. I'd argue play Trent as well over Fabian Schär. He's been in fine form at the moment, so that's the way I'd go with that. Put Trent in over Schär and then replace DRB for one of maybe Hwang. Or if you could afford it, potentially go for... Who was the other name I said? Palmer's even a good shout in there as well. But yeah, that's what I'd do there. So a little bit of work to do on that free hit. And then it will be smashing indeed. SIF_BLKCIR. Yep, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that one. His team is Dubravka, Gabriel, Simicast, Trippier, Saka, Odegaard, Palmer, Gordon, Ferguson, rogue one, but good fixture this week. Haaland and Watkins. Son on the bench is very risky. Son on the bench is very risky, to be honest, because I think he will play the game. It's just a question of who for, so probably would be Odegaard. I'd rather play Son than Odegaard, to be honest. I just think risk it. I think risk it and hope that Son plays. If he doesn't play, then Odegaard comes in. It is what it is. So I'd do that. Next team that we're going to take a look at, Tubby or Tubi, sure. Already did Mbeumo to Palmer. He or she has said, fair enough. Saliba, Simicast, Lascelles, Taylor, Zuma, Palmer, Bowen, Gordon, Son and Salah, Watkins and Haaland up front. You've got a functioning back three. Oh, I'd roll for the next one. Nearly just like that hiccup was awful. Bowen, Palmer, Gordon, Son, Salah. Yeah, I think I'd save my other transfer for next week. Roll, take 2 in. I mean, if you wanted to, you could take your goalkeeper out. You've got the transfer available if you want to have a playing goalkeeper this week. That could be an option for you this week to do that. FJM. Areola, Colwell, Soufal, Gabriel, Son, Palmer, Saka, Gordon, Salah, Watkins, Haaland with the captaincy armband. No changes that I'd make there. Pretty strong team. Ethan said Saliba or Tarkowski. I'd probably go Saliba, to be honest, mate, over Tarkowski, but it's up to you. It's your personal choice, but I think that's the way that I'd go, to be honest. That is the only change that I'd make to that team. I mean, Adingra on the bench is actually quite criminal. But realistically, who are you going to put him in for? Maybe gamble that Watkins doesn't score, but I think he will score at home. So maybe move Adingra up to first sub in case Son doesn't play. That's the move that I'd make there for your team, Ethan. Pal. Jack United, he said thoughts. He's got Onana, Trippier, Shaw, Simicast, Bruno Fernandes, Matoma, Juan Hee-chan, Salah captain, Palmer, Haaland and Alvarez. I probably would captain Haaland, to be honest, mate. I do think he is the better option for this week. Never back the early kickoff. Mahatma Gandhi, it always ends up being an absolute honker, doesn't it? So yeah, I'd always go with Haaland for this week. Luton, best fixture that you can get. Bar probably Burnley or Sheffield United this season. So I would be going Haaland there. But the rest of the team looks extremely strong, mate. Who've we got hidden away? It's John, of course. He's always hidden down here, isn't he? Made one free transfer to bring in Mbeumo for Gordon. Flecken, Zinchenko, Silva, Van Heckel, Rice, Saka, Gordon, Salah, Son, Nicholas Jackson, go on my son, and Haaland with the armband as well. I rate this team, John. Very strong. I like it. I like the Nicholas Jackson pick as well. Hopefully it works out for you, mate. I know a few of us have been conned by Nicholas Jackson and his ways, but it is what it is. Where do I send my team? If you want to send me your team, send it me on Twitter at FPLTom_. Leave it under my pinned tweet, and we will review those at some point during the stream. If you're enjoying the stream as well on TikTok or on YouTube, be sure to hit that like button, follow button, subscribe button, all that good stuff. There's a poll in the YouTube chat as well. Best captain for this week. Get your votes in for that, and we will reveal it a little bit later. A little bit later. Did we do James's team? I don't think we did, so we're going to do James's team. Apologies if I've done it, but I can't remember off the top of my head. James's team: Areola, Trippier, Saliba, Simicast, Palmer, Gordon, Juan Hee-chan, Saka, Salah, Darwin and Haaland captain. No changes I'd make there. I think that's pretty straightforward. And I've just gone off them all. Brilliant. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. Where were we? We were down the bottom here. And then Phoenix 11. I can see we've been sent some more as well, so we'll try and get through as many as them as we can. Kelleher, Saliba, Simicast, Shaw, Gordon, Saka, Son, Bowen, Salah captain, Dominic Solanke, and Haaland up front. Kelleher could be dropped for this game. It's like Alisson's been back in training, so it's whether or not Klopp wants to trust Kelleher or Alisson's fit enough to potentially play this game, but it could be a potential banana skin there, so I'd see how that one goes. Right, what other ones have been sent in to me? We've got 6 notifications. Guys, you are absolutely smashing it at sending your teams in. Love that from you. Alex Naylor, already used my free transfer. Should I take a -4 to change anyone? Areola, Lascelles, Saliba, Simicast, Almiron, Saka, Bowen, Palmer, Salah, Watkins and Haaland. Personally, mate, I think I'd rather play Raul over Almiron. Back Raul. He had a good midweek. I think I'd do that. I'd swap Raul for Almiron. I mean, maybe it's going to be a point where he's got his 2 goals now. He's a little bit high on confidence. He could absolutely go and smash it. So I think I'd put Raul in over Almiron. Just my personal pick. The chat might disagree. You guys are absolutely smashing it, by the way, sending your teams in. Love that from you guys. Massively appreciate it. If you're enjoying the content, like I said, do hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 3K. Hopefully we can hit it before the end of the year. That would be absolutely immense. But yeah, hopefully. How do I send my team? If you want to send it me on Twitter at FPLTom_, leave it under my pinned tweet. That is the best place that you can do it. Akuna Matata, 0.5 million in the bank and 1 free transfer. What do I do? Is Haaland a must-have? I'd argue this is probably Haaland is a must-have week. But, I mean, you've got Visser against Sheffield United. So I think you've got the options. I think what you could do is Foden to Mbeumo and hope that Foden could cover him off. I think that could be a move that you potentially could do this week. I think you've got enough money to just about do that as well. So I'd do that. I think I'd do Mbeumo to Foden, to be honest. Right, let's move on to Ethan's team. He has got Areola, Turner, Adoji, Gabriel, Trippier, Gehi, Taylor, Son, Mbeumo, Salah, Adingra, Haaland, Isak and Alvarez. So you've got 1, 2, 3 who could play. 3. not really a 4, so you probably want to take Mbeumo out. Top picks would probably be, you can't quite get to Foden, so probably be Palmer or Gordon for this week, mate. I see you've already got double Newcastle, so I'd probably say go Palmer in that slot for Mbeumo. That is what I'd do. That is what I'd do. We are live now. Cheers. Appreciate that. Ben Jocelyn. Not sure if I do Diassi over Porro. That's a difficult one. Trippier, Porro, Walker, Bowen, Kudos, Gordon, Saka, Matoma, Darwin, Haaland captain. I think with you having Anthony Gordon, I'd put Diassi in, because then you want Anthony Gordon to score, if you know what I mean. I mean, Ped Porro has been very good in terms of the attacking kind of side of things, but I think I'd just put Diassi in, just down to the fact that you've got Anthony Gordon. But that's my personal advice. Tony Robertson has said, any update? Oh, yeah, this is a free hit. He's put Hwang in and Bailey. He really fancies Aston Villa, doesn't he, to do something. But I think that's fine. I think you've made the improvements where you needed to. Hopefully Bailey can deliver in this game. I think that team's fine. I think you've done a good free hit now. I'll give it you. Linus K, rate my team. Areola, Trippier, Gabriel, Tsimikas, Salah, Son, Saka, Bowen, Palmer, Haaland captain, and Darwin Núñez. Very strong. I don't think there's any transfers that you need to make. Very template midfield. Defence, some good fixtures. Hopefully something out of there. And you've gone with Areola in case he plays, but if not, Dubravka will come in as well. But we'll see what happens there. Katie, who's usually in the TikTok chat, she has sent in her team. She's got Onana, Tsimikas, Soufal, Pinnock, Son, Palmer, Bowen, Salah, Foden, Watkins, and Haaland. I rate the Foden pick this week. That was one I was actually debating as well. Bowen in there as well. Looking good with the West Ham boys for this week. Hopefully a positive performance there. Foden as well. Could be a nice little cheeky differential this week. So hopefully that does pay off. Ben, we did your team. We already did your team, Ben. And that is all the teams that we've had sent in. We will do another round of those a little bit later in the stream, guys. So if you want to send me your team at FPLTom_, we will review those as well a little bit later on. But I can see the chat has been absolutely flying. Absolutely flying off since I was last in here. So let's have a look what's been going off. George, welcome back to the chat, mate. Hope you're doing good. Palmer and Gordon and Ferguson, which two would I play? I'd probably go Palmer and Gordon, to be honest. I was thinking about getting Hwang, but keep Diaby. No. Just sent my team. Cool. Did I hear you say Watkins may not score? I mean, he might not score. He might not score. It very easily could happen, couldn't it? I think Zinchenko won't start, says John. I've sent my team. Bailey might play. I think Bailey will play. Thank you, Linus, for sending your team. Make sure it's under the pin tweet. Exactly. Otherwise, it doesn't really appear. Also, I can't start both Palmer and Cunha. You didn't send me a team, Josh. You didn't send me a team. I didn't see it. Get it sent to me. I want to see what's happening there. Why is half the teams I've seen have Onana? I think he's just been a very solid, well, not solid, but very, pick from the beginning. And people just don't change their goalkeepers, do they? And he is one of the highest scoring goalkeepers in the game, which is quite surprising, but it is what it is. Lazy Parkour has said, drop one, Gabriel, Colwell, Tsimikas, or Porro. I mean, out of those three, I probably would drop Gabriel. Villa away is a very difficult fixture for Arsenal. So I'd play Colwell, Tsimikas, and Porro. I'm good. I hope you're still breathing, mate. Just about. Must be the United fans with Onana. I genuinely think that is a thing, right? And I'm genuinely going to say it, right? United fans are terrible. Absolutely terrible at FPL. You see them at work and they get this kind of I don't know what it is. It's in their brain and they're just like, you know what? I'm gonna bring in a United player because we're back. we're back, baby, you know. Marcus Rashford's back with his Berg. Eric, he's going to lead us to glory. And they'll bring in people like Scott McTominay. They'll play Rashford. They'll keep Bruno. It's just delusion. It's honestly just delusion from them. I don't know what it is. It just seems to be United fans have this weird thing in their brain where they can't get over, like, the fact that they're actually dog shit and not good FPL assets. But it is what it is. Do you think I should start Zuma over Lascelles or bring in Porro? No, I'd start Zuma. Got Bowen as well. Okay, that makes more sense. And Buemo Sterling, definitely an option. I prefer Cole Palmer, but if you already got him, maybe go for that double Chelsea midfield up. I'm also thinking of making a change to Porro. I don't think there was anything desperate that you needed to do with your team, to be honest, John. They all either have Onana or Højlund. Yeah, I've seen McTominay start to fly in a few teams as well now. One more thing to do, use a -4 to get Palmer for a Dingra, or is it fine just to go one more week with a Dingra because I've already done my 2-3 free transfers? I think it's fine to go another week with a Dingra. It's a good fixture for them this week for Brighton. So definitely one if you're playing draft to be targeting, or if you're on a free hit as well, would be the game week I'm looking to target. George said start Leno or Areola. I'd start Leno, mate, to be honest. Just sent my team in. Can you have a look? Yeah, we'll do another kind of set of teams in about 10 minutes. So if you want to get your team sent in at FPLTom_, leave it under my tweet. And then, yeah, Sean Murphy left the chat. I'm not wrong, though. You know it's right. You know it's right, Jake. These United fans with just pure delusion. Absolutely deluded. Bringing in weird players. Right, let's take a look at some predicted points for this game week. Who's the top for the Draft Town predicted points model? If you want to go and sign up for Draft Town or check out their website, a link for that in the description. It is my affiliate link as well, so if you do sign up, I get a little bit of money back, which is very nice. Very nice. But it is what it is. If you don't, who cares? You get to see it on this screen anyway. Predicted points for this week. Haaland with 8.7. That's why I'm telling people to potentially go for him as captain. Salah in second with 7.6. You know, there's a big 1.1 gap there between the two of them. Then Foden. I've seen a few people suggesting potentially bringing him in this week. Up there, third for predicted points with the Luton away fixture. Definitely a player I was considering, so one you should also be taking a look at in your teams. I am reviewing teams in about 10 minutes, so if you want to get them sent in, at FPLTom_, leave it under my pinned tweet. We will review another batch of those in a little while. Julian Alvarez with 5.5. Again, seen a lot of people potentially looking to sell him this week. I'd argue keep him. Good fixture for them. Then Bruno Fernandes with Bournemouth at home. Pascal Gross, Burnley at home. And Saka all on 5.4 predicted points. And then Juan Hee-Chan, seen a few people potentially debating bringing him in. And on some free hits as well. 5.2, the 10th for predicted points for this week. Let me know how many of these players you do have in your side for game week 16 on the predicted points chart. Sir Ashby said bench Sterling or Gordon. Oof. Who are you playing for that? Who else is coming in the team, Sir Ashby, to bench one of those two? FPL Boo Boo has said Mbeumo to Matoma for this week. I mean, it's a very short-sighted punt. I think I would prefer Gordon or Palmer or Bowen, but if you fancy Matoma, then go for it. George Kent has said Palmer, Saka, Salah, Bowen. I need one more mid, 7.8 mil in the bank. Foden could be a great shout there, mate, to be honest. Or Gordon, really. Those are probably my favourite picks. Or Sterling as well could be an option. Dubravka or Areola in goal. I'd probably go Dubravka. Diaby and Steele to Edison and Juan Hee-Chan for a -4. I don't think it's necessarily to do the -4 for that. I just don't get goalkeeper transfers making minuses for them. It's never usually going to pay off, so I wouldn't recommend doing it. Do you think Newcastle will buy a new goalkeeper and trust Dubravka? I think they'll trust Dubravka, sorry. We'll see what happens in the January window, though, but I do think they will trust Dubravka. Juan Hee-Chan or Gordon? I think for this week, I would prefer Chan. Longer term, I would prefer Anthony Gordon. Simicast, should I start him? Yes, Kieran, I think you should. Jack said Sterling or Palmer to bring in. I would prefer Palmer. He's on penalties. His data's a lot better over the past 5 game weeks, and he is the cheaper out of the two as well. Saves you quite a lot of money. Best Chelsea defender to go for? Probably Colwell at his price point. Then probably Reece James, but you know, there's going to be a little bit of rotation in that Chelsea back line, but some really stellar fixtures coming up for them. We will review teams at 10 o'clock, guys. So if you want to get them sent in to me at FPLTom_, leave it under my pinned tweet. What are you thinking about Son? Would you keep him in or sell? I'm personally looking to keep Son in my team. I don't know about anyone else, but I think he's going to play on Sunday. Plenty of time for him to recover. Then if he does miss out, I still think I'd be holding him. He's got a full week to recover as well. So I think he is a hold for me. Is Son going to start? I don't know, but it's kind of just pain-based injury rather than like muscular. So we've seen him have those a few times this season, and he's always been playing the next game. So Ashby said Salah, Son, Palmer, Sterling, Gordon, Darwin, Watkins, Haaland. Pick 7, bench Sterling or Gordon. I mean, you've already got Palmer, so I'd probably say bench Sterling. Which Chelsea defender is guaranteed to start their next 5 to 6 games? I'd probably argue, like, Thiago Silva hasn't been dropped yet, touch wood. I'm not jinxing that for my own team. Levi Colwell, when he has been fit and available, has played every single game. Very versatile as well. So those are probably the top 2 that, not guaranteed, but I'd say more than likely will play most of the games. Already did Mbeumo to Cash, Palmer to... Already did Mbeumo and Cash to Palmer and Porro before the price changes for a -4. Had to do it because I also had Lascelles, Anderson and Areola. So it needs some starting players. 100% agree with that. I think you did the right thing there, Cannon Fodder. Cunha at home or Palmer away. Not sure still, lol. That's my issue with having 5 mids and 3 strikers. Yeah, I get that. Palmer has been in pretty good form, as has Cunha, to be honest. And as Wolves as well. They've been in pretty solid form. Let me have a look at something for you, Josh. Cunha. Has he got... How many returns has he got? 2 returns in his past 5 games. The data from the last game, pretty dismal, so I'd probably go Palmer, but at the end of the day, don't come back if it doesn't work out. You know, people definitely don't do that. SJ said, hi all. Hi SJ, hope you're doing well, mate. If you've got any questions, let me know. Make sure you're getting your team sent in to me as well, guys. At FPLTom_, leave it under my pinned tweet, and we will review another batch of those in about 5 or so minutes. Someone in the TikTok chat said, start 2, bench 1, bench 1, Palmer, Ward-Prowse, and Pereira. I would probably play Palmer and Pereira. Pereira had a great game in the week. So I'd do that. Oh, Jake. Why have I seen that? Made a few last-minute changes, so sent you my team. Jake, what have you done? What have you done? Am I going to get in here and bloody Big Willie's just going to be sat in your team? Come on. Is it worth taking a -4 for Chelsea defender/goalkeeper? Personally, I don't like taking minuses for goalkeepers, so I don't think that's probably worth it. Son start or take a -4 for Mbeumo to Sterling and start Sterling. No, I don't think that's worth a minus. I'd play Son. Isaac Traveller said Turner starts for Forest, ? I mean, the other goalkeeper hasn't been in good form, has he? So, it is what it is. Do you think a -4 for bringing in a goalkeeper? No, like I said, I don't think it's worth a minus for taking a goalkeeper. I'll definitely come back because if it goes bad, lol. But the last time I trusted you, it worked. So that's what I mean. I give my honest advice and I try my best to help you guys out. Sometimes it's not going to go well. Sometimes it's going to absolutely fail. Because at the end of the day, this is all just educated guesses we're making. And like, there's only so many I can get right per week. And I give a lot of advice out. Prime Casillas or Prime Buffon? Buffon, 100%. That Italy 2006 team is one of my favourite teams. The reason I got into football was because of that game. So, yeah, Buffon all the way. When are you thinking of free hitting game week 18? I mean, I was originally, but with me taking Mbeumo out now, I don't think there's any real need for me to do it. I think I can wait till potentially a blank later in the season with the FA Cup fixtures. So I think around game week 28, 30, somewhere around there, there'll be a blank. That probably requires a free hit more than this week, more than game week 18. Who to bench out of Alvarez, Gordon, Son, or Watkins? I would probably say out of that list, Watkins on the fixture on paper. That's a difficult one, man. That is a difficult one. I think I bench Gordon out of those. I'd back Watkins with him being at home. If Son doesn't play, Gordon comes in, so I'd do that. By the way, I saw Dawson was in the box, almost getting a return last game week. Don't even start. I watched the highlights back, and he nearly got that assist, and I was like, oh my. I was having like proper Vietnam flashbacks with that one as well. Thoughts on Kulusevski? I brought Kulusevski for Mbeumo with my only free transfer. I think he's just a bit mid, isn't he? I don't think he's a great FPL asset to own, to be honest. There's some good fixtures coming up for Spurs, but yeah, he doesn't really excite me. Best Chelsea defender? Probably Levi Colwill. Double game week 20 ruled out. I mean, there's quite a short time period for it to be announced now. Usually they give it 4 weeks so fans can travel to the game, so I think it's more than likely ruled out now. Ben Krellin's not really said too much on it either, so I think it's going to be ruled out double game week 20, which is a shame. I do not see Thiago much in Chelsea's attack for set pieces. Yeah, it's disappointing. He's been on the edge of a few free kicks, though. Like, he's been kind of in the huddle pre-free kick, so we could see him potentially slap one top corner. That would be nice. Start 2 out of Porro, Ward-Prowse, Shaw, Gabriel, and Solanke. I'd probably go Porro and Ward-Prowse if I had to start 2 out of those. Cheers. Also, what do you think about Trent captain? Is it a good idea? I mean, he's been absolutely slapping it in form. I think this week, though, the player that I would be going for is just Haaland. Like, it's just a real no-brainer. Top for predicted points. I think that's just the way to go this week, to be honest. Did I miss team reviews? No, we're doing another round in a minute. What are my thoughts on Trent? He's been absolutely slapping it, hasn't he? With his arse out in the air as well. But, yeah. I think he's just a little bit too pricey, and the Liverpool fixtures do start to tail off a little bit now, if that is my correct thinking. I haven't taken a look at their fixtures in a while, but I do think they are starting to tail off, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, United and Arsenal. Newcastle coming up within the next 5 or 6. Don't you think Cash can be a good option next week against Brentford, considering Mbeumo is out? Cash has lost his place, to be honest. That's the way I'm seeing it. Cash has lost his place. There's a midweek Europa Conference League game for Villa as well, so he's probably going to play there. Barry hasn't got Haaland, then I'd probably say, yeah, maybe go Trent, mate. But it is the early kickoff. Mahatma Gandhi, he's always a bastard in the earlies, isn't he? So, yeah, it is what it is. Right, let's take a look at some more of your guys' teams. See how many we've been sent in. Quite a few already again. So, cheers for sending me your teams, guys. Jolent and the GOAT, 1 free transfer, 1.6 million in the bank. He has got... Okay, that post has been deleted. Then I won't look at that team. Jordan Brown has got Onana, Saliba, Trippier, Pedporo, Juan Hichan, Saka. Matoma captain is Rogue. Doku, who I don't think will play, so Gordon will probably come in. Darwin and Haaland. I probably would just put the captaincy armband on Haaland, to be honest, mate. I don't think it's worth going for a differential this week. What has Jake done here? We're back, baby. I did buy Bowen James. Yeah, that's an interesting team, that, Jake. I like it. Heaton, Onana, Shaw, Dallo, Varane, Maguire, Paul Dummett, if you remember the OG streams, Bruno Fernandes, McTominay, Garnacho, Anthony, Jeff Schlupp, the original meme himself. Hoyland, Martial, and Nicholas Jackson. There's a big kind of lack of Big Willie in there, but that's just funny, man. I rate it. I rate that one. That one gets a like and a retweet. There you go. Josh AFC, this is how his team is looking. We've been discussing it in the chat, sorry. Dubravka, Saliba, Gabriel, Simicast, Bowen, Saka, Salah, Gordon, Palmer, Watkins, and Haaland. I think that looks good, Josh. I do think that looks really good, mate. I know you're an Arsenal fan as well, so you're backing the boys away at Villa. It's going to be a tough fixture, but I get why you're doing it. So I think the team's fine, mate. Thinking of getting a Chelsea defenders. No free transfers left. Okay, you made your transfer. Yeah, probably for Anderson. Maybe Levi Colwell or Matty Cash. Not Matty Cash. Reece James would be the two options that I'd go for there. So yeah. Make sure you're sending your teams in, guys, if you want them reviewing. Let's take a look at if we've had any early team news coming in. We should get some, to be honest. We should get some early team news, but we'll take a look. We'll take a look what's happening. I think someone else has just sent me their team. They have indeed. Alfie, here's my team, bro. One transfer. Maybe Cash to Colwell. I mean, you've got Mbuemo as well in there, but you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, all right. I'd probably do that move then. Cash to Colwell would be the move that I'd do there, Alfie. All right, I can get on board with that, mate. I can get on board with that. Christopher, did I miss your team? I'm sorry, mate. It wasn't in my notifications. Let me take a look if it's hiding away in the replies. As always, make sure to put it under the pinned tweet. Otherwise, it just disappears, doesn't show up. So yeah, make sure you're putting it under there. What's your username, pal? Let me know your username. And then we'll try and find it for you, mate. But if I did miss it, I do apologise. Sometimes they get hidden. Make sure you're following me as well. That usually helps them kind of pull through as well. Here we go. We got Max Meyer. Some were hiding away in the replies. Not sure if I start Isak. He has got Kelleher, Zinchenko, Pedporo, Trippier, Gordon, Palmer, Hechan, Bowen, Salah captain, Haaland and Alvarez. Not sure if he should start Isak. No, I think you've got everything right there, mate, to be honest. I think everything is right. TSJ, I didn't see this team earlier, so apologies. Diaby to Bowen, Solanke to Ferguson, Anderson to Lascelles. Okay, fair enough. Palmer not playing is a big travesty. I'd get him in there probably for Jesus. I probably would play Palmer over Jesus, to be honest. Probably for Palmer for Jesus. Let's have a look if there's any other ones that I have missed. Chris. Here he is. 2 free transfers, 2.9 million in the bank. Areola, Gahey, Gabriel Cash, Buemo, Diaby, Saka, Gordon, Salah, Darwin and Haaland. Probably going to have to take a minus here, mate. I'm not going to lie to you. You're probably going to have to take a minus. I probably would say get Cash out for Colwell and Buemo for maybe Palmer. And then Diaby for Bowen or Foden would be the moves that I'd be making for a -4. I think I'd do that. Those would be the moves that I would take, to be honest, mate. So Cash for Colwell and Buemo for either Palmer or Bowen or Foden, and then the same for Diaby as well. I'd do that as a -4 move. I think that'd be very beneficial for you and your team. TSJ, did I already do your team? I feel like I did. I did. Apparently I missed someone else's team. I do apologise, guys. I can't see. There we go. That's the one I missed. I have 2 free transfers. Thinking of doing Gahey to a Chelsea defender and rolling the other one for next week, so I can do Mbuemo to Gordon and Chambers to Shaw. What do you think? I mean, you might as well just... Yeah, I guess why you're not desperate to get Gordon in. That makes sense. So yeah, I'd probably do... I'd probably do Cash rather than Gahey, to be honest. I just think Cash has lost his place. Gahey is at least going to play if you need him and require him off the bench. So I'd probably do Cash to Colwell. I think that makes sense. And then roll into next week. I think that's the right way to do it. Cannon Fodder said, already used a -4 to Mbemo to Cash and Palmer to Porro. What's the plan for next week? I mean, your team's looking pretty strong. And when you take this team into next week, I think you're going to be completely fine. Probably going to be bringing in a Chelsea defender for Anderson. Would be the move that I would be looking to make then next week, to be honest, mate. That's the move that I probably would make there, Cannon Fodder. So Anderson to maybe Colwell or Silva or Reece James would probably be the move that you wanted to looking to make in a few game weeks' time. We will do another batch of those in about 25 minutes, see if we get any other ones sent in. So if you want to send me your team, at FPLTom_ on Twitter, leave it under the pinned tweet. If it doesn't come up, follow me, all that good stuff. No worries, Christopher, mate. Anytime you want any advice on your team, get it sent in or ask any questions. And drop us a follow as well, massively appreciated. Any team news? Not at the moment. Do you think Turner will get his place back after the 5-0 loss? I 100% think he potentially could. Tarkowski or Saliba to start? I think I'd actually maybe... I think I'd go Saliba just. Oh, Mohammed, did you just say Schlupp? I did indeed, mate. I did say Jeff Schlupp. But that was when I was reviewing your team. I'm not recommending him as a pick ever to anyone. Katie, I'm going Haaland captain. I think it's just a sensible decision this week, isn't it? I don't think there's any need to kind of be a bit edgy and a bit risky. We look alike. Barry from EastEnders? I mean, definitely not Barry. Definitely not, pal. Dubravka or Turner start? I'd probably play Dubravka. Do I start Adingra or Solanke? I would start Adingra. Tarkowski or Saliba? I'd go Saliba. Gordon or Palmer? I would go Palmer for this week. Palmer for this week. Would it be dumb to use your triple captain on Haaland this week if you're not happy with your team? Yeah, I think there's going to be better opportunities to use that triple captaincy chip. Maybe Liverpool might have a double earlier in the year. I saw Ben Crellin tweet about that a few months ago. Depending on certain stuff, they could have one. So, yeah, I just don't think it's worth it. I just don't think it is worth it, to be honest, guys. We've got about 50 minutes till the deadline as well, so do keep your questions coming in. Get your likes coming in, all that good stuff. Will Doku start? Probably not. Best person to replace Bowen with? Why are you getting rid of Bowen, man? It's Bowen's season, boy. McNeil or Salah? I would 100% go Salah. Come on, Barry. Get your head out the gutter. Come on. Head out the gutter. Head out of the gutter, Barry. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. I'm just going to go and blow my nose again. We need another nose blow break, just so I'm not kind of dribbling out of there. So I'll be back in a second. Right, we're back. We're back, baby. Best person to replace Mbeumo with? Probably Foden or Bowen or Gordon or Palmer. Those would be my two. Sportcat 01, bench 2 out of the following: Trippier, Pedro Porro, Saliba, Colwell, Gordon and Son. Probably, mate. Probably Saliba. Probably Saliba and Gordon. That's a risky one, man. That's a risky one. That's a big one. Salah has been terrible recently and McNeil is cooking. Very true. Very true indeed. I do have something exciting to show you, and I'm going to actually show you now. So 1 second. I'm just going to get it. Where's it gone? Okay, so we got this yesterday. Hopefully you can see that on both screens. You can. It is the Roma third shirt from... Show the back as well. The Roma third shirt from the 2019 20. So the third shirt from that year. And we got that yesterday in a fake shirt mystery box. Now there's going to be a TikTok coming up about that on the TikTok. Yeah, on the TikTok. So there's going to be a video coming out about that a little bit later. So I need to get that edited today or tomorrow. So that will be coming out on the TikTok. So do keep your eyes peeled for that one. But that kit's fire, man. But yeah, we got a fake mystery box for 11 quid, and that's what we got in it. So absolutely buzzing. You can't really tell the difference that it's fake or anything. So it is what it is. B Stanley 94, show your team. It's on the YouTube, pal. So if you want to come over to that, that's where you can see it. That's where you can see it. Salah, a decent captain. Nah, I think Haaland's the way to go this week. Behind the Arc fan said, sent my team in. Nice, we will do another batch of those in about 10 or 15 so minutes. So if you want to send me your team at FPL_Tom_, leave it under my pin tweet, and that is the place to do it. Salah's on 199 goals. I mean, he's been on that for the past 3 games, isn't he? Did I take a -4? I did indeed, Alex. I did indeed, mate. Brought in Bowen, Colwell and Gordon this week for Diaby, Cash and Mbuemo. Help me pick 2 of Palmer, Gordon, Odegaard to start. I mean, Palmer and Gordon probably are the 2 that I'd start there, to be honest, mate. They're the 2 that I would start there. Do keep your questions flowing in, guys. As always, we do try to answer as many as possible. We will be reviewing some more teams as well. So, at FPLTom_ on TikTok, on Twitter, sorry, leave your team under there. Under the pin tweet, and yeah, we'll review another batch of those in a little bit of time. Captain Hwang Hee-chan, playing Forest at home, who considered 5 to Fulham over Haaland and Salah. Probably not. Probably not. I think I'd still go Haaland. I don't think there's any need to do anything weird this week. The man, the myth, the legend, Dave Johnson has sent his team in. Love that from you, Pringle, mate. Love that. Appreciate that. We will go and have a quick gander of those in a few minutes time, guys. So yeah, do keep those coming in. We're going to run through my predictions while the stream is a little bit slow at the moment. Nothing really kicking off at the moment, but we'll get some early team news flying in. We'll get some more teams reviewed as well. So this is currently the Game Week 16 score predictions that I've gone for. I've gone for a 2-1 win for Liverpool over Crystal Palace. 2-1 for Brighton over Burnley, 2-0 for United over Bournemouth, 1-1 for Sheffield United versus Brentford, a 3-1 win for Nottingham Forest over Wolves, 1-1 between Villa and Arsenal, a 2-1 win for Chelsea over Everton, and a 1-1 between West Ham and Fulham, a 4-0 win for City, and a 1-1 between Spurs and Newcastle. Let me know what you guys think about those predictions. Did I get them right? Did I absolutely butcher them? Let me know this game week. Let me know in the chat. Odegaard or Bernardo this game week? Probably Bernardo, but again, I'm not too keen on either of those as player picks longer term. Someone just tried to send me a message on Instagram. If you want to send me a team, you have to send it me on Twitter because I can't access Instagram while I'm live on TikTok. So yeah. Cheers for the follow as well. Appreciate that, mate. Appreciate that. If you guys have any questions, like I said, do get them in. We will try to answer as many as we possibly can up until the deadline. We'll be live for a little bit after the deadline, answering any just general questions as well. But yeah, keep your questions flowing in, guys. Let's go and have a look if you guys have sent me any of your teams. We've had Dave Johnson. What do I do? 1 free transfer. Pringle, we're on to your team, mate. We're on to your team. Probably going to be the Mbuemo replacement, isn't it? And you're probably looking at Bowen, Palmer, Gordon, or Foden. Oh, you can't go Foden. So Palmer, Gordon, or Bowen would be the top picks there for you, mate, for that Mbuemo replacement. That's the way that I would be going for your team, Dave. That's my personal advice. Twitter's just froze and doesn't want to refresh. Brilliant. Let's give that a cheeky little refresh. See if we've had any early team news potentially leaked. I reckon we will get some. There's some really good Liverpool kind of account. So we should get some early team news. But we'll see what's happening. Bonjour. I mean, you spelt my name wrong, but cool. Cheers for that, Blackjack. Bonjour. Je m'appelle Tom. That's about as much French as I can do. J'adore le fromage. There you go. What's that? What's the way of saying like, how are you? How are you today? How do you say that? Is it comment vas-tu? Was that right? Comment vas-tu? Is that how you say how are you? And then you go, très bien. Yeah. As you can tell, I got an E in French, so I didn't do very well in school. There it is. Watkins or Gordon this week? I think Watkins is going to score, so I go Watkins. Start Trippier or Ped Porro? I'd probably go Ped Porro out of the two of those. Back the home team. Do keep your questions flying in, guys. Blackjack liked the French. He liked the French. You can't come to me in the chat and then not be like ready to have it. You know what I mean? Salah or Haaland captain? I'd be going Haaland captain this week, guys. I think he's just the sensible pick to go for. There's no real reason to go for anyone else or any kind of weird or differential picks. Just go with Haaland. Stick with the pack this week. That's my advice. That is my advice that usually goes wrong. So if you don't want to listen to me, fair enough. It's your own team, your own decisions. Do whatever you want, I guess. Do keep the questions flowing in, guys. We've got about 40 minutes till the deadline. Hopefully we get some early team news. That would be very nice for Liverpool owners. People who've got Sam Tsimikas, Diaz, Darwin, and even Salah, who could see a little bit of rotation. But I think with him coming off early for the Sheffield United game, I think, yeah, he's going to be fine. Who do I think will win the league? I still think it'll be City. I still think they'll have a tremendous run at some point. They always seem to do. Pep kind of has this, we saw it last season, this kind of like wobble moment where the team's not fully functioning. There we go, third time's the charm. But KDB is going to be back probably for the January games. He is phenomenal. He's a top quality player. When he comes back into that side, I think that's going to change things. I think it's going to massively impact Haaland's kind of goal contributions as well. So yeah, I do think there'll be a better side when KDB is back as well. Start Son or Solanke? I would probably start Son. I'd start Son there, to be honest, guys. I would start Son. Keep the questions coming in. Keep the likes coming in. Keep the subscriptions coming in. And keep the follows coming in as well, guys. Massively appreciate every single one of you that has subscribed to the channel. Like I said, we're on the road to 3K by the end of the year. If we could do it, would be immense. Just to be sure, who to bench out of Hwang, Alvarez, Palmer, Gordon and Watkins. I'd probably bench Gordon out of those lot. Start Porro or Ben White. Also, my team is on Twitter. I would start Porro. Let's have a look at that then for you, mates. Let's take a look at your team. Blackjack has sent me his team. He's got Raya, Trent, Gabriel, Adoji, Lascelles, Salah, Saka, Son, Gordon, Haaland, captain, and Isaac. No changes I make there, to be honest, mate. I think that looks looking pretty good. Let's take a look at this team that was sent in to me. Who was that from? What was your name? Your name was Behind the Arc Fan. Alright, let's take a look at if I can find your team for you, mate. What do you guys got planned for the rest of the day? Watch some 3 o'clock football? Go out? What are you doing? What are you doing on this Saturday evening, which is absolutely chucking it down outside, by the way? It's miserable. Miserable. Right. I can't see your team unless it's in the hiddens. Unless it's in... Oh, there it is. It's in the hiddens. Behind the Arc Fan. Here you are. Areola, White, Tsimikas, Pinnock, Palmer, Saka, Salah, Sterling, Son, Julian Alvarez, and Haaland. Yeah, I'd probably play Ped Porro over Ben White and then put Ben White first sub. Just my personal opinion. That's what I'd do. You've gone with Salah captain. I see the reasons why, and I get why people are doing it, but I still think I'd fancy Haaland more. But yeah, that's probably the way that I'd go there. No early team news by the looks of it so far, guys. Hopefully we can get some at least at some point. That would be nice, but we'll have a look. We'll have a look what happens. Hopefully we get some for you guys that have quite a few Liverpool players as well. Take a -4 Diaby or wait a week. Nah, I'd be looking to get Diaby out, to be honest. Who should I play? Alvarez, Gordon, Bowen or Palmer? I mean, probably Alvarez, definitely with that Luton fixture. Bowen and Palmer, and then Gordon probably last on that one. I've got 2 hammers already, but I think I should take a hit for Mbuemo out, Bowen in. I'd start him over either Adingra or Pedro. I've got Lascelles and Areola, so I've got a bit of a rainbow. I don't think I'd do that, to be honest. I don't think I'd want to have triple West Ham at all. And Adingra's got a really good fixture this week. Poro as well. Same with João Pedro if that's the case as well. I just don't think it's worth it. Don't think it's worth that taking that minus. Nils sent you my team on Twitter. Right, we'll go and take a look at that in a second. Patrick has said, morning Tom, I have Gabriel Saliba. Would you transfer one out for Ped Porridge? Ped Porridge? Yeah, I probably would. If there's no kind of other urgent actions needed from my team, probably would say Gabriel. I think Saliba's just that little bit more nailed. The Bowen rain dance, where is it? Look, the Bowen rain dance happens when he scores, alright? Doesn't happen before, it happens when he scores. If you didn't see that video on Twitter, it was me busting some moves, cutting some shapes. You know what, let's get it up. Let's get it up, shall we? Let's get it up. There it is. There's the video of me absolutely busting some moves. That will happen again though if Jarrod Bowen does score. So if you want to see more videos like that, go and like, retweet, push it out to more people. And yeah, if Jarrod does score, then we'll dance some more. Any Liverpool news? So far we have nothing. No Liverpool news at the moment. Zuma for Fulham or Gabriel versus Villa? I'd probably go with the Zuma one. Damn, those moves. They're sweet, aren't they? There's some sweet, sweet moves. And it will happen again. If Jarrod Bowen scores, we're going to have to dance. Start 3, Romero, Porro, Tsimikas and Trips. I probably would go Porro, Tsimikas and Trips out of those 3. Douglas Luiz to Garnacho for a -4. No, I don't think that's worth it. Let's have a scan on Twitter, see if we've had any kind of early team news. Someone sent me their team, but it's not come through. So if you want to send it me again, that would be appreciated because it hasn't filtered through yet. About 35 minutes till the deadline. Dan Burns got nothing on you. Oh, lads, thank you. My moves are just impeccable, aren't they? They are just impeccable. Do you rate Sanchez in goal? I mean, the fixtures are definitely there, but his overall performance against United was pretty poor in terms of his passing. There was actually a video of them warming up their substitute goalkeeper at times, so yeah, a little bit difficult, isn't it, to be honest, to say. Do keep the likes coming in, guys. Like I said, it does push it out to more people, and if we can get more people in the chat, we can do these streams more often. More subscribers as well. It's all good stuff. Pushes us on the road to kind of 3K as well by the end of the year. If we could do that, would be immense. And maybe some more dancing if we hit 3K by the end of the year. Who knows, guys? Who knows indeed? Lovely bit of water. You know I love water on this stream. Always do. Keep those questions coming in, guys. Spaghetti and Bean says, bro, I have a dead defence and no starting goalkeeper, but still rolling the transfer. I mean, I don't think I'd roll. I think I would make at least a change, to be honest, if it's that dead, to be honest. But each to their own. Like, I think everyone's defence is a little bit dead this year, just down to the fact that defenders are just crap. Really, really crap. Salah or Haaland? Salah, Haaland for captain if you're going to go that way. Start Isak or Alvarez. I mean, that's a great fixture for Alvarez, so you've got to be starting him. Got to be starting him. Otherwise, what's the reason in having him? There isn't. There isn't, is there? Who am I going with? I've gone with Haaland captain. I think that's just the way to go this week. Who's the better replacement for Mbeumo, Garnacho, McTominay or Palmer? Palmer. Not the United boys. Remember when I said, guys, earlier in the stream, United fans and the delusion? Here's a prime example of it. I don't know if you are a United fan, Rick, but my assumption is yes. Thoughts on Sensei from Bournemouth? I mean, there's some good fixtures coming up for Bournemouth, you know. But they are pretty rubbish. But there's, after this United game, there's Luton, Forest, Fulham. So it could offer itself up as a very short-term kind of move. But other than that, then it's Tottenham and Liverpool. So, yeah. He seems to score a goal a season as well, but I think he's had his goal now. Yeah, I don't think I'd recommend that one, to be honest. This week's fixtures as well is not really great, so probably not. Will Diaby start? Probably not. Lucky guess. I don't think it is a lucky guess. My point has been proven about United fans and the delusion to bring in their own players. Start He-Chan or Solanke? I would start He-Chan. My bench is Gordon and Tsimikas. Why have you got them on the bench? Who have you got in? Do I do a -4 to get rid of Areola? No, not in my personal opinion. Got -4s for goalkeepers are just not worth it. Do I start Trips? Newcastle have a naff away record and Trippier is playing his old club. But then again, it's Trippier. It's Trippier. Yeah, I'd play Trippier. Why not? Go for it. Mustafa said, Mbeumo replacement. I got 2 mil in the bank as well as, so budget of 8.9 million. I mean, if you could go Saka up to as high as Saka, Bowen, Palmer, Gordon. You've also got people like Sterling as well. Some great picks in there. Hey Tom, is Trent a differential worth putting the money in over Tsimikas or better putting the money in midfield? I think personally it's better putting the money in midfield. The Liverpool fixtures are becoming a little bit more difficult. United, well, they're not the fixtures. They're not the fixtures. Get back. So this week they do have Crystal Palace, but in the early kickoff. United, Arsenal back-to-back, then Burnley, then Newcastle. So there's definitely some really tricky games in there where you wouldn't expect, Newcastle to keep a clean sheet, but it is what it is. I mean, Liverpool to keep a clean sheet, sorry. Areola, question mark. Yeah, David Moyes' comments were a little bit, questionable about him, so he might play. We'll see, but I don't think it's worth taking another minus to get a goalkeeper in. In your opinion, who is the best defender in the Premier League right now? Best defender? Probably Saliba, man. He's clear, isn't he? Probably Saliba. Son injured, question mark. We don't know. It was more a pain injury, but the kind of lack of clear news about it probably means that I think he's going to play, to be honest. Which defender do you start? I have Tsimikas, Trippier, Pedporo or Walker. I probably would be starting Walker, Tsimikas and Pedporo. Back the home team there. Thoughts on Kirkez? Decent for assists and good fixtures with Bournemouth form. I mean, is he decent with assists? I've never ever seen him get an assist. I'm going to go and check him out now. See what his data's like. But I've never ever looked at him. I don't think I've looked at, besides Solanke, I don't think I've looked at a Bournemouth player this year in the game. What's his name? Kirkez. He's got 1 assist this season. The data's absolutely atrocious, so probably not. I wouldn't recommend him. Either Diaz or Saliba. Yeah, I imagine you would probably go Saliba, Josh, being the Arsenal fan that you are. I think that's just the way to go, isn't it, really? Bradley said, Mbeumo to Bowen for a -4. Areola to Bentley. Don't think the -4 is worth it this week. Lack of clean sheets and not very confident in Areola's fitness. Well, Bentley's not going to be playing as Jose Sarr is back. So, yeah, I don't think it is. Garnacho or Martinelli to start. I'd probably go Garnacho if you've got him this week. It's my personal advice there. Maybe Kirkez got the assist of the assists. I was going to say, I was like, surely I'd have heard about him, or surely I would have seen him like when I'm just scrolling through like the data sets and stuff. But no, just 1 assist for him. Data's pretty abysmal as well. Captain today, I've gone with Haaland. Haaland is my captain today. That's the way we're going with captaincy for this game week. And you probably should too as well if you do own Haaland. He's probably the one to go for this week, guys. 28 minutes till the deadline, so make sure you're submitting your teams, getting them locked in. My poll ran. Ooh. Bowen won, and that's the transfer that I did make for the -4. Saka and Big Willie with 25%, and then Foden all the way down there as well. If you do want to send me your teams in, guys, we will do another batch of those just before the deadline. So at FPLTom_, get your team sent in to me, and we will review those a little bit later. Hopefully we can get some early team news for people that do have quite a few Liverpool assets as well. That would be very nice to see indeed. Kirkez will score more goals than Watkins for the remainder of the year. You absolute joker, you. 2 Chelsea defenders in is risky. It is indeed, but we're balls to the walls, aren't we, Oliver? Morning, bud. Hi, not so template FPL. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hope you're doing well. Glad to see you back in the stream comments as always. Is Porro the best defender, 5.3 million or under? Have Simicas and Gabriel? Probably. Either that or a Chelsea defender with their stellar fixtures coming up. What order? Bench. And Barmer, Cash, Mitchell. I mean, Mitchell's out. Cash is not playing, so probably that order that you've got it in there, Joe, that you've just sent me. That you have just sent me. About half an hour till the game week 16 deadline does close, guys. So if you do have any kind of dire or pressing questions, do get them in ASAP. If you want to send me a team as well, at FPLTom_ on Twitter, leave it under the pinned tweet, and we will have another batch of reviewing teams as well. The transfers that I've made, I've brought in Colwell, I've brought in Gordon, and I've brought in Bowen for a -4. I've replaced them with Cash. Who else has come out? And Buemo and Diaby have all left the team. So yeah, that's the way that we've gone. And Buemo and Gahey for Gordon and Colwell. I like that, Adam. I like that as a move, mate. I do like that as a move. If your player doesn't play, does the first bench player play? Yes, he does, unless it's a defender. So you need to have at least 3 defenders play, 3 midfielders play, and 1 forward play. So that's kind of the rule there. So if your first bench is, say, a attacker and one of your defenders doesn't play and you have 3, then it will be the first defender that comes in. So that's the way it's going. Palmer or Gordon? Probably this week Palmer, but both are really good options. Doing well, mate. Thanks. Hope you are too. Looking to end the year in the top 10k. That is very impressive, mate. That is super impressive. So fair play to you. Hopefully you can do it, man. Hopefully you can do it. Good finish as well would be to the season would be cracking as well. So hopefully you can continue to do that. Bench order, please. And Barmer, Baptiste, and Taylor. I'd probably go Taylor, actually Baptiste, Taylor, and Barmer like that. Can you rate my team? If you sent it me, I can. If you sent it me, I can. And you have done. So I'll review it now. Zarda. What should I do? Naught in the bank, 1 free transfer, Dubravka, Areola, Saliba, Cash, Taylor, Gahey, Simicas, Saka, and Buemo, Adingra, Salah, Son, Haaland, Isak, and Mbarman. Probably want to be taken out on Buemo this week, to be honest, mate. 4-1 of Palmer, Gordon, Bowen, or... you can't afford Bowen, so it's probably going to be 1 of Palmer or Gordon, to be honest. Yeah, that would be my advice there, to be honest, mate. Oliver goalie 7, Areola, Walker, Pedporo, Simicas, Saka, Gordon, Son, Palmer, Haaland captain, Julian Alvarez, and Watkins. Very strong team. Yeah, I don't think there's anything that I'd necessarily change there, to be honest. So, yeah, I'd be happy with that. I'd be happy with that, Oliver, mate. FPL Focals transfer this week. Embuemo to Parma. Template break in midfield. Oh, dear. He's also benched Saliba as well. So, a top manager benching Saliba. He's got Maguire in. Why not? Why not? I just woke up. Well, thank you for that information. Welcome back to the stream. Jokes, let's do. Hope you're doing good, mate. Hope you are doing good. Who've I got captain? I've got Haaland. Start Evan Ferguson. I mean, you'd hope he'd play this week, but Evan Ferguson's one of those weird ones, isn't he? Did you rank or slash? I mean, I think you mean rate, but I think so. Depends what your Twitter username was, but I've done a lot. There's been a lot, so if I have missed it, I do apologise, but we've done an awful lot. I've done every single one that I can find and see, so if it's not there, then I do apologise. Maybe try and send it me again, but yeah, I've done quite a lot already. And if I have missed it, I do apologise, but I don't think I've missed any, so I think we've been on it. About 20 minutes till the deadline, guys. Hopefully we can get some early team news for people with plenty of Liverpool assets, but we'll see what happens. I reckon we might get some before the deadline. It always seems to happen extremely late, doesn't it? Brought in Matoma this week to give him the captain him Brighton. Could be a big game today. I hope it works out for you, man. I really, really hope it works out for you. Especially if you're in the top 10k, playing a little bit different seems to be working extremely well this year. Kind of breaking away from the kind of pattern. Just go for it, man. Simicast or Colwell this week? I would probably go Colwell. Hey, Tom, do you think Areola will play? I mean, the comments from Moyes were basically like... Actually, I think I retweeted it. So let's go and find those comments so I get them bang on and spot on. Did I retweet it? I don't think I did retweet it, did I? I didn't retweet it. I'm lying. I'm actually lying. But basically he said like they were expecting him to be fit and available for the Tottenham game with his wrist injury, but it just was a little bit too soon. So he might play today. Who knows? Is it worth replacing Areola with Dubravka or save the free transfer? I mean, if you've got nothing else to do in your team, probably worth it, but I do think he will be back and playing at some point. So it's whether or not you think you're going to need that transfer in future weeks, which you probably might do. So it's taking a gamble or, you know, having 2 free transfers to deal with that situation next week. I don't think it's going to be a big shock or like a big gain if you do take a transfer. You know what I mean? Max goalkeepers can realistically get is 6 if they pick up bonus or penalty saves. Great. But it doesn't always it doesn't happen too much. Most of the time they pick up maybe 2 clean, like a clean sheet, and then maybe a save point or 2 save points if you're really lucky. So for me, it's just limited upside, to be honest. Turner for Sanchez / Dubravka for a -4. No, like I said, I just don't think it's worth it. No worries, David. No worries, David, man. Big Willie will smash Areola. He probably will. Big Willie, the absolute G. Start Areola or Dubravka. I probably would play Dubravka. Hang on a minute. I'm looking at your team and I can't see Big Willie anywhere. Big Willie never came into the team, did he? He didn't come in. I bottled it last week. Well, midweek. I bottled it midweek in the stream. I just didn't go for it, did I? I just bottled it. I just bottled it, guys. I'm sorry. I am sorry. We didn't go for Big Willie. It didn't happen. Didn't happen. He did get an assist just to rub it in my face, though, didn't he? He was like, yeah, I'm going to get an assist. Jokes, let's do. Please rate my team. I mean, if you've sent it me, man, we will do it. There you are. AA1. Areola, Walker, Gahey, Pedporo, Kudos, Gordon, Salah, Saka, Darwin, Isak, Haaland. Yeah. No qualms with that. Pretty strong team. I don't think Matty Cash is going to play, but maybe bump Liveramento up to first sub, but it doesn't really matter if Matty Cash doesn't play. But he could come off the bench maybe for a 1-pointer, so I'd probably move Liveramento up. Probably would move Liveramento up one. Let's have a look if we've got any early team news kind of leaking. Not at the moment, but hopefully we should get something. Hopefully. Fulham going to win the league. Blackjack said, Tom, who's Big Willie? If you weren't there, man, you had to be there. You had to be there. How can I get my team sent to you? If you want to send it me on Twitter, at FPLTom_, leave it under my pinned tweet. That is where you can do it. Do you know what the bench does? I do indeed. So first sub always is going to be the player that comes on unless you don't have enough players in that starting position. So you always need to have 3 defenders, 3 midfielders and an attacker play. So it kind of works like that. John has sent me his team as well. Let's see if I can find that, John. Matthew Carr has sent me his team. Let's take a look at this one. Vicario, Trippier, Walker, Cash, Palmer, Gordon, Bowen, Saka, Salah, Julian Alvarez and Haaland captain. I think that's pretty standard. No changes I will be making there, Matthew. Let's go and have a look if we could find, was it John? John's team. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Apologies if I do miss anyone's teams. As you can see, we do get quite a lot sent in now. So it is a little bit difficult to kind of keep track of. John, here you are, John. Here's your team. What did I say you needed to do? I think I said you needed to do a minus potentially. Because you've got DRB, you've got Mbuemo. So you're going to need some heavy minuses in here, John. So probably Diaby and Mbuemo out for probably either Gordon, Foden, Bowen or Palmer for one of those two. And then probably play Lascelles over Mitchell. If you wanted to do another transfer as well, I don't know how many transfers you've got. If you've got 2, I'd probably say replace these 2. Then do a -4 for a defender. -8, probably not worth it, but your team does need quite a bit of reconstruction. So yeah, Palmer, Bowen and Mbuemo, Foden for one of these 2. And then Mitchell for probably a Chelsea defender. Levi Colwell would be my top pick there, John. So that's my advice for you, mate. Luke, yep, I can review your team, man. No problems at all. Bring in a Newcastle defender? Probably not. Start Anderson or Taylor? I'd probably go Taylor. What would you... Nice. I was going to read that question and then nearly Harry Hill. Nearly. Luke's team, Areola, Lascelles, Gabriel, Colwell, Palmer, Son, Salah, Saka, Isaac, Darwin, Haaland, Gordon on the bench, Haaland captain. Yeah, I don't think there's necessarily any changes I'd make there to that team. I think that's all good. JP, James has sent me his team as well. Areola, Pedporo, Gabriel, Simicas, Son, Saka, Juan Hichan, Palmer, Salah, Darwin, Haaland captain. Again, don't think there'd be any changes that I make there. Very strong, looking good for this week, James. Let's have a look if we've got any early team news flying in, kicking about. Best cash replacement, you're probably looking at Levi Colwell, maybe a Chelsea defender, something like that. Pinnock's got a really good game this week. Really tempted to Salah because everyone else is doing Haaland. I get that. I do get that. But it is the early kickoff, so you're going up against Gandhi. So take that as what you will. Lewis has said start 2. Gibbs, White, Isak or Alvarez. I'd probably do Isak and Alvarez, to be honest, mate. Alfie has said Thiago or Colwell. I probably would go Colwell out of the 2. Start Lascelles or Simicas. I'd probably go Simicas. Was about to miss the deadline because I slept 10 hours. Jesus, all right. Should you always have the 2 cheapest keeper that is playing consistently? Not always. But like I said, there's very limited upside with going for goalkeepers. Not too many points in it. How are Mansfield doing in the league? We're doing all right at the moment. It's the first league game back and the first game we're going to play in 10 games today against MK. So hopefully a nice little dub would be very nice indeed. Allison is starting today. Where have you heard that, Anton? Where have you heard that, man? Gordon is a is for rotation, like blank game week, or is Darwin doesn't play? What? Okay. Bench Taylor or Gahey? Probably Gahey. My cup opponent has Maguire, and I'm shivering in me timbers. Nils, I honestly have looked through all the teams that have been sent in. If you want to send it me again, make sure you're leaving it under the pinned tweet and following me on Twitter. That is where I'll be actually able to see it, because I did not see anyone with that username. So yeah. We're getting Liverpool team news. Let's have a look. Some stuff is flying in. Where are we seeing this? Where are we seeing this team news? So Callum in the TikTok chat is saying Alisson, Tsimikas, I don't even know how to pronounce that guy's name, Trent and Van Dijk start. Where are we seeing this early team news, guys? Where is this early team news coming from? Who is saying this? Who's tweeting this? Who's putting this team news out there? Yeah, apparently Alisson is back in training. Why is everyone injured at the moment? Lots of games, hangover from the World Cup. Probably doing something wrong in training. FPL Tip Zone and some other guy. Never heard of them. Never ever heard of them. Someone just said the Mansfield game's been called off. I hope not. I hope not. I would be devastated. I would be devastated if that's the case. Oh, no. Match postponed. That's wet, that. That is wet. Torrential rain in Mansfield. Bloody hell. What's the point? What's the point in the 3 o'clockers? What is the point? What is the point? There we go, Nils. Your team's here now, mate. Your team's here now. Don't worry. Becca, Porro, Gabriel, Tsimikas, Matoma, Bruno Fernandes, Gibbs, White, Sterling, Salah, Solanke, and Haaland captain. Yeah, I don't think there's any changes that I'd necessarily make to that team. I think you've got everything right. You got the captaincy decision right. Yeah, I don't think there'd be anyone that I'd put off the bench into the side either. Some very good differentials in there as well. So I think that team's fine. We got there in the end, didn't we? We got there in the end. Tsimikas starting, question marks. No Lucas Akins or DKD at 3 p.m. No, thank you. Gutted. Absolutely gutted. Where are these leaks coming from? Because I haven't seen anything. Anything yet. Where are these leaks coming from, guys? Where are they coming from? Let me know. Because at the moment, we have nothing from any of the kind of usual reliable Liverpool sources. But it is what it is. We've got about 10 minutes till the deadline, guys. So make sure your teams are getting locked in. If you enjoyed the stream that you've seen so far today, hit that subscribe button, like the stream, all that good stuff. All that good stuff. Jay Ward said, who to bench? Darwin, Isak, Alvarez or Son? I probably would say Isak out of those lot. Luke Newman, should I start Gordon or Isak? I feel more positive in Anthony Gordon than I do about Isak. So I'll probably go down that route. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. People are getting some news. Salah or Haaland cap? I've gone with Haaland. I think that's probably the best way to go. Thanks, mate. Good luck this weekend. Good luck to you, mate. Sorry it took so long to eventually find your team, but sometimes that's the way it goes on Twitter. It just doesn't filter through or anything. But hope you're doing good, man. And good luck this game week. I'm good. I'm good, Mikey. I hope you are too, man. Hope you've got your team locked and loaded, ready for the deadline. Start Anderson or Diaby? I would probably start Anderson. I've gone for a bold captain of Cunha. Thoughts? Probably not going to pay off. But watch it happen now. I've said that. Who knows? Who knows indeed. Do keep the questions coming in, guys. We've got 9 minutes till the deadline, so make sure you're getting your teams locked in, like I said. Have I seen the person who's first in the world's team? I have not indeed. I haven't. There you go. That's the way. Start Dubravka or Areola. I've got Lascelles starting. Probably go put Areola in. If he doesn't play, Dubravka comes in. Still worth starting Tsimikas over Lascelles. I mean, yes. I haven't seen any team news yet, like concrete team news from anyone, unless you have, Josh. But so far, I've seen nothing. No, like, positive, definite, bang-on team news from anyone. Opinions on João Pedro to Cunha for a -4, or just roll and start either Slanky or João Pedro, and which to start if so. I'd roll and start João Pedro. Tom, would you play Gabriel or Livramento? I'd probably play Gabriel. What is my Twitter? @FPLTom_. Team news. People are leaking it about, but I've not seen anything concrete yet, so I'm not going to kind of spread false misinformation. Unless we get some like confirmed reliable team news from someone, I'm not putting it out there. Let's have a look. Let's have a look if we've got any early team news kicking about. Doesn't look that way at the moment. Doesn't look that way. Who's Gabrielli? You mean Gabriel. Nice. Still no early team news. There's been some like kind of people suggesting some certain players. Yeah, is indeed. I think we are going to get some potentially weird team news post-deadline, to be honest. It's not looking like we're going to get any pre-deadline with 7 minutes to go. Fingers crossed, but it is what it is. Cheers, Patrick, man. Hope you do well this game week. Devon, roll the transfer, play Gabriel, or get a Man City defender. Depends what the rest of your team is looking like. Apparently the lineup is Alisson, Tsimikas, Van Dijk. Is it Quenza? How do you pronounce that guy's name? Someone's going to have to break that down for me, but then it flew off the screen. Someone is going to have to try and tell me how to pronounce that name. Start 2, Tsimikas, Palmer and Maguire. I probably would go Palmer and Maguire. Quansah, is that right? Quansah? I need a Mbeumo replacement. I have Gordon, Palmer, Son, Saka, and I can't get Salah. Please help. Who should I get? Maybe Bowen, Foden. Those could be some definitely ones. So Quansah. All right, Quansah. Sweet. Cheers for that, Callum, man. Appreciate that. Quansah. Callum, I haven't had your team sent in to me, mate. Like, I've gone through everyone's teams and they're just not there. And, like, there's about 5 minutes, so I'm not going to do it now just because we're kind of waiting and holding around for early team news. Should I play Son or Isak? He's on my bench and Son is an injury risk. I would still play Son, Max. Ward-Prowse or Diaby? I'd play Ward-Prowse. Quansah. There we go. And Mbeumo to Juan He-Chan or Gordon. Juan He-Chan is on 4 yellows, so could pick up 1 and then be banned. The next 2 are really good, but after that kind of fall off a little bit. So he's definitely a more short-sighted kind of pick. But I can see why you potentially want to go for him. Both are really good options, though. Both are really good options. Do keep the questions flying in, guys. We've got 5 minutes until the deadline. Hopefully, we can get some early team news for you. If you've enjoyed today's stream, like I said, hit that subscribe button as we're on the road to 3K by the end of the year, hopefully. Ben White to Akanji and Kelleher to Dubravka. Go for it. Go for it. Unless you have a other playing goalkeeper. If you do, then great. But if not, then probably make the move. 4 minutes till the deadline, guys. Make sure you're getting your teams locked and loaded. Devon says, my defence is Maguire, Tsimikas, Gahey, Burn and Gabriel. Got Watkins, Haaland, Palmer, Son, Saka. Okay. I'd roll, mate. I think you can get through this week. So I'd roll. Take 2 into next week. Take 2 into next week. Let's have a scan. See if we've got any Son news. No, we've got no other kind of Son updates. And I don't think we will before the deadline. So yeah, we're not going to get any Chris, I'm afraid. Jamie has said Hwang Matoma or another 6-point mid or roll transfer and play a Doji. I mean, playing a Doji isn't the worst thing in the world. Hwang and Matoma definitely have the good short-term fixtures. What are Brighton's fixtures actually like? Burnley, yeah, there's just like patches of good ones in there. So I think, or get Porro. I think Porro would be the better option out of those lot. I just think the midfield options that you selected there are a little bit just, yeah. Sean said start Gabriel or Zinchenko. I probably would go Gabriel, to be honest, mate. I think I'd go Gabriel. Frazzles has said confused a bit by defensive situation. Yeah, I'm going to have to go through this very quickly. Fine. I think you've got it the right way. There you go. Let's have a look if we've got any other early team news. Still no early team news, which is a bummer for people that potentially have Tsimikas and stuff like that. Turner to Dubravka -4. No, I don't think I'd be doing a -4 for that. Start Big Willie or Salah, all the way for Salah. Big Willie's a fraud, man. He's actually a fraud. Zinchenko to Colwell or Porro for a -4. I mean, if you can get away without doing the minus, Fred, then I think that's beneficial. Don't think necessarily it's worth the minus this week. Depends who else is in the rest of your team. If your team needs some surgery, then do it. But if not, don't bother. 2 minutes till the deadline, guys. Make sure you are getting your teams submitted, locked and loaded and ready and all that good stuff. Like I said, my transfers for this week, I've gone for Colwell, Gordon and Bowen for a -4. We've replaced Mbeumo, Diaby and Cash from my team. So we've dismantled the Villa triple up. We now have the Chelsea triple up in place. Double Chelsea defence. It's risky. And at Sunday, probably 2:10, I'm going to be pretty sad when Chelsea have conceded. But it is what it is. It is what it is, guys. 1 minute till the deadline. Pretty much, this is probably it. If there's any early team news, you're going to have to fly off the stream and get straight onto the website. But it doesn't look like we're going to have any early team news. Hi, Tom. Do you think Lascelles for Newcastle will start today? My only other defensive option is Mitchell. I think he will. I think he will. Otherwise, they're going to have to play Emil Kraft. So I think they will. I think he will. Sorry. Pretty much, I think the deadline is going to be gone. Spaghetti and Beans has said, good luck, everyone. I reiterate that point. Yeah, I can agree. I'm a Chelsea fan. Mate, it's going to happen, isn't it? I've gone double Chelsea. I've tried to be clever, and it's just not going to pay off, is it? It's not going to pay off, but it is what it is. Oh, dear. Pretty much, I imagine the deadline has gone, guys, to be honest. Yes. The website's just froze. No, it's still there. It's still there. It has just hit 11 o'clock. Yeah, there we go. There we go. It was having a think about it, and then it's just kind of kabooted. So the deadline has passed, guys. Hopefully everyone has submitted their team. Good luck to you, David, as well. Thank you for everyone who's been in today's stream. We're going to stay live for a little bit. We're also going to end the captaincy poll, see what's happening there. Haaland has clearly won it. So 111 votes. Haaland with 78%, Salah with 15%, and then other has picked up 6%. If you went other, let me know who you went for in today's stream. Good luck to you as well, Katie. Yeah, hopefully we can have a better game week. The last few have been a little bit stinky, but hopefully this week we've taken the minus. We've made some big surgery to the team. Hopefully it pays off, and we can do some good stuff. Thank you for everyone who's been in today's stream, the likes, the subscriptions, all that good stuff, guys. Massively appreciated by me, as always. We're going to stay live for about 5 or so minutes. We're going to take a look at my predictions for this week. The early kickoff, I've gone for that 2-1 win for Liverpool over Palace. I've gone for a 2-1 win for Brighton over Burnley, 2-0 win for United, 1-1 between Sheffield United and Brentford, a 3-1 win for Forest over Wolves, 1-1 between Villa and Arsenal, 2-1 win for Chelsea over Everton, a 1-1 between Fulham and West Ham, a 4-0 win for City over Luton, and a 1-1 between Tottenham and Spurs. Let me know what your guys thinks. What the hell was that? Let me know what you guys are thinking for predictions for this week. How many points did I get in Game Week 15? Stinker, I got 29. Absolute stinker. Bowen scoring a brace today. Hopefully that's the case. If that is the case, we'll be dancing. We'll be dancing. If you're not sure what that means, go and check out on the Twitter. Will you be doing a watch along today? I will not be doing a watch along today. Don't have any players in the 3 o'clocks, so I'm not kind of too optimistic about it. I just know somewhere someone will have triple captain Big Willie. No one has ever triple captain Big Willie, and there's a good reason for that. Good luck, Josh. Good luck, John. Just 2 clean sheets. Yeah, I think it's the way of the season, isn't it? To be honest. Luton always put up a fight at Kenilworth Road. They do indeed. Mansfield and Tranmere predictions today. Mansfield's game's off, which is a shame. So no football from me. Tranmere, who've they got this week? Let's take a look. They've got Newport. Newport are pretty poor. You should be beating them at home. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Tranmere. You should be beating Newport, man. They're one of the worst teams I've seen in a long time come to the One Call Stadium, to be honest. But Tranmere are pretty dreadful as well, aren't they? Let's have a look. Let's have a scan, see if we've got any other kind of early team news kicking about. What's Andy done this week? Turner, Gahey and Buemo, Dubravka, Porro, Gordon for a -4. Fairly certain I didn't need to do the hit. Yeah, I don't think you need to do the hit there, Andy, but it is what it is, I guess, mate. Still no early team news, so that's a bit of a shame. But the deadline has passed, guys. Keep your questions flowing in. We will stay live for a few more minutes, see if anything else happens. See if we get any other early team news. Like I said, guys, thank you for all the subscribers, followers, all that good stuff today. Massively appreciated, as always, by me. And you guys have been absolutely smashing it in the recent streams as well with your support. So keep that coming. There will be a transfer targets video at the end of today. There'll probably be a wildcard video on Sunday morning. And then there will be an FPL experts video going out on Monday morning as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. If you do enjoy kind of FPL content as well, hit that subscribe button because there's plenty coming your way. For TikTok as well, there will be a video coming out for a fake football mystery box shirt. There will be a video coming out for that in the next few days. So keep your eyes peeled. Follow it as well. All that good stuff. What's up, Tom? I try not to miss your streams. It's 3 a.m. here in California. Well, thank you, mate. I do appreciate that, man. But get yourself back to bed. The deadline's gone, man. Get yourself back to bed. Get yourself fully rested up. And yeah, hopefully see you in the next one, man. 3 a.m. That is brutal. That is brutal, man. Best mid replacements for next week. Probably like the same players, but like definitely Palmer is going to be one. Let's take a look at some fixtures from next week onwards. But yeah, Palmer off the top of my head is probably still going to be one with that good Chelsea fixture run coming up. Maybe as a weird, this is just off the top of my head fixture wise, differential punt. Sinistera could be a good one. Luton, Forest, Fulham for a free game week punt. Tavernier as well has been getting some attacking returns for Bournemouth. They've got a nice run of free fixtures. Who else has got some good games coming up? Newcastle have got a good run, so probably Anthony Gordon. Spurs, so probably Son, Johnson, Kulusevski, maybe if you wanted to go down that route. They're just a few off the top of my head. Bit controversial saying soccer. Nice. Won't let me on FPL. Yeah, the deadline has passed. Random_hub. The deadline has passed, so you can't submit your team or make any changes now. The deadline was at 11 o'clock, So yeah, unfortunately you've missed that. So your team is going to be exactly the same as the kind of midweek previous round. FPL is life. New current rank 11.224. It's pretty good. What do I think about Rice? I don't think he's an option. Don't think he's an option. Yeah, it always says it's updating. That's what the game does. Rice, baby. Yeah, it's not it. It's not it, guys. It's just not it. Cheers for the follow. Random_hub. I think we're going to leave it there, guys. Thank you for all your support throughout today's stream. Massively appreciated by me. Like I said, there's plenty of content coming on the YouTube and the TikTok channel, so be sure to hit that subscribe button and follow button as well. Massively appreciated me, like I said. But good luck this game week, guys, and thank you everyone for watching.